I was walking by here one day, and one of the volunteers was out on the front porch, and she could tell I was troubled. And I just lost both of my parents, 2.5 months apart from each other. And she wanted to hear my story, so I sat down with her on the front steps of the center here and told her my story, and she invited me in to paint a picture of that anger and that hurt.
I first discovered art from the streets, just walking around, being at the old arch on 4th Street, and it just came random. I told a friend of mine that I'll draw, and I was just on the table doodling and drawing something, and then somebody just hit me to it and said, you know what, there's an art class here, and they'll be having an art show every year. You ought to, try it out. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And then when I tried it, from that day on, I was in there for about 11 years worth of art.
Inside, outside, telling them don't mind, bringing it on the north side to the north south side, downtown where we climb, and every time we come around, throw in, we blow, go through, yeah.
I was living at the Arch, and I heard some people say something about art from the streets, and then I heard it was at the Arch, but then it moved here. So I used to come here for breakfast. That was 3 years ago. Well, about four now, yeah.
We sign in for class, we go get the poster board, the paint, whatever you're working with for that day, and you just go at it, whatever. And in my mind, I don't ever have a plan when I come. When I get here, I just sit and observe, and then once something enters my mind, then that's what I do. For me, it's a release from the outside struggles, stress that I have. When I come here, I'm allowed to be me. I'm allowed to be a self-expressionist of me. And of course, I'm a humorous person, so I like to incorporate a lot of that humor into the art class, and a lot of times I'm told to pipe down.
My mental state, that's how I feel sometimes, just scattered.
So I started as volunteering in class, fell in love with the program, fell in love with the artists especially, and really had a connection. I felt like as myself as a person, I have an art background, I have a graphics degree, and I was really trying to find that connection with helping people as well as possibly in an art way. And I didn't know what that looked like, and Art from the Streets had that for me. This is our 24th year. So for 20 years, it's been a group of friends getting together and finding places to create art for homeless and at-risk homeless people.
I like to put the paint on thick. Makes good effects when it dries. Art from the streets is liberating. It's freeing yourself, especially when you're living in the street. You get to sort of like reconnect back to society with the help of the volunteers, and you feel like you're somebody. In high school, I was a school artist, so to speak, and I didn't have a chance to keep painting because I joined the military 3 times. I actually just got out in 2011. When it was 2 days a week, every day I showed up. Now it's 3 days, I show up 3 days a week. I think about it during the weekends, every day, all the time. What I do is I do a lot of imagination. I go outside, look at leaves. So it's like art, but getting more knowledge and opening my eyes to see the sky and studying the atmosphere. And then when I get here, I sort of like spontaneously put paint down so I can sort of get a excitement, and then I figure something out. You just add some color down and start going. Don't worry about mistakes. It's no mistakes. Just got to make a move, add some color, and roll with it. Yeah.
I played a bucket downtown, and plus I have my music that I make online. I go by Active Bucket Jams. Music outside is not that, and a lot of people tend to look at music as like you bumming from them, or when you just need, like, you begging or something, when you're just out there just enjoying yourself and bringing something that people can enjoy also. My mom was an artist, and pretty much art was in the family. A few siblings that draw real nice, detailed, drawings or just painting. Everybody have their own little thing that they do, modeling and stuff like that. And since we were kids, from drawing stick peoples growing up and then making little things with my mom, she kind of got us all hipped into it. So, and may God rest her soul, but she's still a part of what I do.
So the Convention Center is our annual show and sale. It's the biggie. It's the top dog of what we do and what they've been doing from day one. The first years they had 70 pieces to show, and they framed them all and had them all out for sale. And now we have over thousands of pieces. We have over 75 artists showing. We put in fencing. The artists have kind of a booth that they get to show. They come, they sit, they talk to the people. They love the interaction with all of the public. They love showing off what they do and talking to everybody about what they do. And we do too. It's kind of a showcase kind of thing where we set it all up, and they're like the stars of the show.
Are you going to be in this year's show?
Absolutely. Most likely I won't miss it for anything, pretty much. Gotta have it. It's kind of like gravy on rice.
First learned about the owl when I was small in Liberia, where I was born. About 7 years old, and the owl came to our village and sat on a stone fence. Just looked at us, looked at it, hours and hours. Evening came, it disappeared. But what we thought was an evil spirit that came. So we just watched it, saw it come out of its mouth with an owl pellet. Of course, we didn't know what it was. We didn't have National Geographic because we were the National Geographic. And then I came to America. Then I knew what an owl was. Studied it at DeVry, environmental science. Pretty neat, but still very scary. Yeah. It's vigilant.
So our outside shows, we do about 4 or 5 every year outside of the annual show. So the annual show and sale is the big one we do in the convention center, and then we have different churches, different communities. The Jewish Community Center is doing one for us this year. They provide a space for us to be able to show and sale and invite the public to those. Those are growing, and we love to be a part of that and love that our community does come in and support us through these kind of shows.
I am always so in awe and feel so privileged to be in the midst of visual artists like yourselves. One of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize in the public about theater and what we do in the theater as directors is we can help, we often go into organizations to help folks who are artists or who are in businesses or who are in communications to be able to talk about what it is that they do. What are some of the things that we need to remember in terms of just sort of technically how we interact with people when we're discussing our art with them? Anybody? Great, I love that. So he said to pay attention to what the customer is saying. Instead of saying, well, here's all these different things that you might want, to be an active listener, right? And that's really important. It's one of the things that we work on a lot with actors on stage, for instance. We try to get people to focus a little less on what it is that they have to say and a little more on being a really active, engaged listener in what the other person is saying to them and taking that into account.
Sometimes pieces of art can be very difficult to describe to a customer or to an observer. And that's one of the things that we in theater can help artists to do, is to have both practical and philosophical ways to talk about the art that they create.
How would you describe to me your aesthetic, your process, your style, if you will, your product?
Warm, open, colorful, acrylic.
Okay.
Dreams.
Dreams.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And so by combining different sort of artistic modalities, we are able to help artists to talk about the pieces that they create in engaging ways, in ways that are practical, things like eye contact, things like how do I describe my aesthetic. Just being able to create a personal connection and share personal stories from the artist to the arts consumer is a really important thing, and that's something that we were able to go in and work with the artists from Art from the Streets, enabling them to create conversation and to think about the things that are important to them and their style and what brings them into a conversation, both with those who are potentially purchasing their art and who are observing their art, and with their own art itself.
So thank you all so much. I can't wait to see the work that is going to come through the JCC in a couple of months, and we're really excited about that. So thank you.
Whatever we choose, we hand to Kelley. So we need 35 to 40 works.
Oh,
whoa.
Yeah, I'm not going to get the
That
other
looks
one.
like a piece of
that's
Oh, I love the leaves.
It's like he sprayed it over some.
I think that one. That is fabulous. They're like a, if we were doing a David Schumacher show, we could have all three, but we can't. His style, he's amazing. He goes from one style to another. I like that. Oh, those are wonderful, aren't they? Yeah, these are fabulous. I'm just blown away. It's incredible. It's amazing. Yeah, the koi are fabulous.
That's what I just said. Pull out the koi fish.
Let's take the koi.
We have 10. We have selected 24 pieces. We can go up about maybe 15 more. Oh, that is so different than anything we have. I like it. That's incredible. Those are beautiful. I mean, there's not one that's bad in the group. I mean, how can we say this?
There that the bottom is messed up too. If you all decide on that, I'll go have that fixed. So there is another piece in here.
What about this kind of starry night? It's going to be such a gorgeous show. It's going to be beautiful. He's a very talented guy. We have 2 of Nayos, no more
I know.
Nayos.
I think somebody wants to look at some more. So as soon as I can get in.
So we have 33. And they're big, guys. These are not small, and you know we don't want to crowd.
This is gonna wow everybody.
You can have like 45.
It gives those pieces prominence now.
The first thing we do is we bring the art in with the artist or the community organization that's providing the art for us. And the Visual Arts League, made up of 13 members, they're not always all here, but those who are help us lay it out according to theme or palette or a size. And that can take about 20 to 30 minutes depending on the depth and the breadth of the exhibition. And once we lay it out, then Deborah McLeod, our installer, begins the process of installing the works, hanging them on the wall. And it's a lot of fun. It's challenging in the beginning, but the results are always incredible.
I was homeless before coming here. I was living on the streets before I got here. One BA social worker let another social worker know that I had left a shelter, with a second social worker finding out that I had gone back out to being on the streets. She seeked me out, and that was the turning point. I was supposed to be in a program, a 6-month program, and I was only there for 3 months, less than 3 months, before I secured the job at UT, and I was able to move into permanent housing through HUD-VASH, the City of Austin, and the Veterans Program.
It just got me out of the arch before waiting on case management, you know. Case management would have took like months more to find me a place to stay, so the art show helped me, you know, move out of there quicker, and that made a different impact in my life after that.
Being with us kind of gives them that feeling of safety that, okay, so maybe I can go forward with getting housing, maybe I can go forward with these kind of things. And then financially, that definitely helps them to survive either on the streets or in their car or whatever they're doing financially as far as art from the streets. But I think it gives them that little space like, okay, this isn't so scary, this isn't so unusual, I think maybe I can go further. I've sat in the class, I've created, I see how these people are really trying to help. And I think that has given them benefits outside of even what we do.
I feel great. I mean, when I'm painting, this is my life, this is what I love to do. I feel great every time and looking forward to painting something more exciting each time.
Outside music ain't no fun, no homeless, no hopeless. Yeah, we keep it going up to the top, bring it inside and outside. Keep it right, keep it tight. Coming up, surfbound, hit them hard like the ocean sound. Get on the ride and take it to infinity. The outer limits is what we all say to be. Something in control of the waves. Surf's up, don't get brave.